Ladies, gentlemen, boys and girls, yesterday I said if you ask some questions, leave some comments, I will jump in there and answer all of your questions. Let's kick off. So Kata Catalin 5490, what a username, says, "Hello Andy, I love you so much by saying that you do answer questions in the comment section. This is actually the first time that I interact actively with your content. Well, welcome. I will try to be as short as I can. I am a 28-year-old virgin, never had a girlfriend. The reason for that is I've never actually really tried. And you are one of the first people who's actually very honest about that. So congratulations to you. Most of the time, what people say is, I've tried and it's not working, or it's because I'm short, or I'm this, or I'm that, or it's not fair, or it's hard. You're the first person who's been very, very honest. So congratulations. I always was kind of scared of women and insecure because of the lack of experience, which I learned from you is pretty fucking normal. Yeah, if you haven't had experience, you don't need to beat yourself up about that. You know that now, but lots of people don't realize that. And we think there's something wrong with us if we haven't had sex, or we don't have a lot of money, or maybe we're not tall, or whatever else. And we will use these things to define ourselves and beat ourselves up. But all that this is you just haven't had a lot of experience. Cool. Go get more experience. It doesn't reflect on you as a human being. You're not a failure because you haven't done something. You just haven't done something. So go out there and do that thing. So you're going to say this year, 2024, I started watching and reading your content, and holy shit, you motivated me to approach my first girl ever. Amazing. I love that. I did that at the gym. I just gave myself permission to suck, and I did it amazing. I walked up to a girl and told her that she is cute. But then she said she's 16 and gave me a vibe that she thought I was creepy. That's okay. People can think whatever they want about you, which got me really into my head. That's okay too. And I actually started acting kind of creepy. That's okay too. I didn't realize she's that young. That's okay too. But also, a heavy stone did lift off my shoulders after that approach, and the rest of the workout was actually amazing, even though the approach was a total fail. So let's play around with this. Why was it a failure? You've just defined it as a failure, but I would call this a massive success. You were incredibly nervous to do something. This was the first time you have ever done it. How is this anything but a huge win? Yeah, you walked over to her and she said, I'm 16, so obviously no, cool. Then you walked away. Amazing. This is a victory, brother. And it's very easy to beat yourself up and say, fuck, like I've done something wrong. I should have known she's 16. How could you know someone's age until you ask them? Obviously, try your best to hit on people that are 18. Yes, that's such an obvious statement. But every now and then, you might talk to someone who's 16. Great. Just be polite, walk away, say, hey, sorry to bother you, have a nice day, walk away. You might feel a little bit weird about that. That's okay. Again, do your best to hit on 18-year-olds, obviously. But this was a massive win, man. Not a fail at all. Going to say, since then, I haven't been able to do it again. Instead, I started using dating apps, and this year I actually managed to date 3 girls. I kissed one of them, asked 2 of them if they want to come back to my place. They said no, but it's okay. I just did it to get out of my comfort zone. These things are actually massive for me. Really proud of that. Yeah, that's incredible. I think I have a fear problem. So I laugh because part of my job with this channel and with my coaching is it's always really funny. A lot of you, just all of you, will bring me something that you'll define as a problem, and you'll say, I have this fear problem. My job is basically to show you that I don't see a problem. What's the problem? You haven't done something, so you feel some fear. Why is that a problem? It would be a problem, or it would be unusual if you felt no fear when you haven't done something before, or you're very inexperienced. That would be weird. That would be psychopathic. And so it's funny, I laugh. Half of the time, 98% of the time, you guys and girls bring problems to me, or perceived problems that aren't problems at all. You're a human being who hasn't done something, so you're nervous. That's it. What is the answer? Take some baby steps, go out there, talk to more women. Slowly you'll gain some experience and you won't feel so much fear. That's it. Like, there's no problem here. And this applies to most of what you all bring to me. There are no problems. And I know you don't know that. And my job is to basically show you everything's okay. What you're feeling is what a normal human being would feel. Just keep going out there, do this thing more and more. You'll feel better, blah, blah, blah. But I promise there's no problem. You're a human being who feels some fear. Yeah, no shit. And so the answer is we just run towards our fears. And if you're nervous to do that, you walk towards your fears and you take some baby steps. But you're already doing that. You're literally already doing that. So you say, I have a fear problem which I don't know how to manage. Why do you need to manage your fear? Isn't it interesting that we as human beings, and I used to do the same thing all the time, isn't it interesting that we as human beings think we need to manage, suppress, repress, bury, control, force, deal with our feelings rather than just let the feelings sit there? Why does the fear, which fear is just a feeling, it's anxiety, it's nervousness, it's worry, why does that need to be managed? Why can't you just feel fear and then take some baby steps towards your goals? Why do you have to manage anything? Fear isn't something to be controlled. It's not a beast that you need to tame. Your emotions don't need to be managed. You just feel the fear and then you take a little step forward. You feel the anxiety and then you get to work anyway. You feel the emotion and then you say, cool, what's for breakfast? I'm full of fear and I'm angry and I'm sad. Cool. What am I going to have for breakfast? I'm feeling really pissed off right now. Awesome. Great. What am I going to do next? I feel all this incredible fear. Amazing. Cool. Do you want to go talk to a girl today? The fear doesn't need to be managed. You've invented a problem, and it's not just you. Basically, all of you do this. We all do this. You're inventing a problem, the fear. You're saying the fear is a problem. You're labeling the fear as a problem. And now you feel like you have to fix it. There's nothing to fix. You feel the fear and you do it anyway. There literally is nothing to fix. If you feel all that fear and you can't do something big, you say you struggle to talk to women, cool, go do a baby step. I have literally an approach anxiety program. So if you go to my website, killyourinnerloser.com, just search for the word approach anxiety program and you will see this one here. Click onto that, scroll down a bit. Here is my approach anxiety program. So if you say, I feel all this fear and I can't go outside and talk to more women, cool, great, amazing. Do this. Go outside each day for as many minutes or hours as you can and just think about hitting on women. And then go through the rest of the steps. That's all laid out in here. But you don't need to fix anything. There's nothing actually wrong. You're feeling some fear that makes you human. Go take action. If you can't take a big amount of action, take a tiny bit of action. Again, a lot of you, maybe even all of you, invent problems, or you see things as a problem. You see your emotions as a problem. And then you've just inserted an extra step. You literally think you need to overcome your fear in order to go talk to women. No, you've just inserted an extra step. You've made it more difficult on yourself by saying, I have to go solve my problem of my fear. I have to manage my fear. I have to figure out what to do. I have to fix it. I have to stop going on and off dating apps. I have to be more consistent. No, you just feel all of that and then you take little baby steps. In other words, a lot of you think that you need to overcome your fear or become confident before you go and hit on the opposite sex. It's like, what the fuck? No, it's the opposite. Feel the fear. Go and hit on the opposite sex, and you will slowly not care so much about that fear. I did another article on my website, this one here. Anxiety doesn't go away, you just stop caring. In other words, you don't have to solve the anxiety. It's not some problem to fix. You don't have to fix the fear. It's not something that needs to be managed or dealt with. You just feel the fear or the anxiety, and you take some baby steps. And eventually, you come to see fear or anxiety as just an emotion. It's just a sensory input in your brain. It doesn't have to be taken seriously. It definitely doesn't have to be managed or fixed or dealt with or controlled or beaten or I have to tame this beast. No, you just don't take it that seriously anymore. You're just like, cool, I'm anxious. Great. What am I going to have for breakfast? Hey, I'm nervous and I feel terrified and I'm full of fear. Great. Okay. I'm scared all the damn time. I literally said in those live streams that I did when I did the daily live streams over the last month and a half, the first couple, I literally said, I'm really nervous and anxious right now to do this. Great. We're going to have fun. Let's do it. I literally tell you guys when I'm full of fear. I do it in videos all the time. You'll hear me all the time say, I'm a little nervous to talk about this. I'm kind of scared. And then I just do it. Like, I don't sit there and go, I got to overcome this fear. I have a fear problem. Let me manage this. No. In other words, don't worry about the emotions so much. Just feel your emotions. Your emotions are going to do whatever they're going to do. Sometimes you'll feel great. Sometimes you'll feel sad. Sometimes you'll feel fear. Sometimes you'll feel angry. Amazing. Take action during all of those emotions. It can be a lot easier to take action when you feel good. Great. So do a lot of action on those days. And then when you're full of fear or anxiety or pain or angry, or you're just having a rough day, then just do less. You can still do something. There's always something you can do, but just do less. In other words, take some baby steps. So yeah, I promise you don't have a fear problem. You've just invented a fear problem. You feel fear, and then you've labeled that as a problem, but it doesn't have to be. Just use my Approach Anxiety program. Go out there and take tiny little bits of action. The entire point of that program is to get you to take action, or to show you that you're allowed to take action, even when you're full of fear, when you don't have tremendous courage, when you don't know what you're doing, when you're a virgin or inexperienced. You just take some tiny little baby steps. So you're going to say, whenever I try to set dates, deep down, I want them to say no. That's not a problem either. That's like how most guys and girls feel when they first start working on a date, on a goal. I had the same thing with dating. I definitely had the same thing with making money. There were so many times in the first 3 years of building this coaching when I literally wanted people to flake or not show up. And in the early days, I wasn't charging much for my coaching, so people didn't take it as seriously. And I had a lot more people that just wouldn't come to a call. And then they'd email me and be like, hey, bro, sorry, I slept in, or I forgot to come, or something like that. I would literally sit there 10 minutes before a coaching call. This is, several years ago. I would literally sit there praying that they wouldn't show up to the coaching call, or praying that they would say no to going ahead with the coaching, because I was so terrified and nervous, and I felt like that was my escape. That's not a bad thing, bro. That's just what people go through when they're scared of stuff. And the answer is obviously feel that feeling, don't take it that seriously, realize that you're just a human being, and then they either show up to this date or they don't. And it's okay if sometimes you do a little bit of self-sabotaging and you help them say no, or you say no for them, or you're so scared or nervous to go on a date that you kind of just sabotage it, so to speak, or you don't try as hard, or you flake on them or something. Try not to flake, but I certainly flaked and ghosted a lot in the early days because I was scared. Lots of people do. So it just makes you human. Feel the fear, try your best to be brave, and in the moments when you struggle to be brave, just do less. If you're trying to do something that you're really scared of, and you're really struggling to be brave, and you feel like you can't be brave in that moment, you're probably just trying to do too much. So do less. Take one little baby step forward. I'm a big advocate of breaking down actions into tiny little baby steps, because then you will do it. It doesn't require much courage to take one baby step. It requires basically no courage. That's why I try and break them down into these tiny little baby steps. All right, so you're going to say, deep down, I'm scared of intimacy and meeting women. Yeah, so are a lot of women. And you'll find that out when you talk to them and you're honest with them. So what if the next couple of dates that you go on, you literally say what you've just said to us, but say it to them. Say, deep down, I think I might be a little scared of intimacy and meeting people, even though I know it'll go fine. Do you ever feel like that? And because she's a human being just like you, 99% of women are going to say, yeah, no shit, I felt like that. I feel like that right now. I'm nervous to meet you. I'm a human being too. We're both on this date together. Of course I'm nervous just like you. And then you go, wow, it's not just me. So I promise that's very normal. Being scared of intimacy, scared of meeting people, scared of being vulnerable. Yeah, no shit. That's why most people are not deeply honest. It's why most people don't embrace the kind of autistic honesty that we have on this channel and in this community. It's why most people aren't deeply fucking vulnerable, especially men, because just like you, they have a fear of intimacy, a fear of being rejected, a fear of someone hurting them, and all of that. A book that can help is I Need Your Love. Is That True? My Play to Win video course also helps, but what will really help is you just going out there and meeting more women. I promise you, as you meet more women and open up and be vulnerable, you'll see that 95% of women handle that pretty nicely. 5% maybe won't handle your vulnerability amazingly. That's okay. Move away from them. Don't date them. But I promise you, most people will handle it amazingly. And then you'll feel more comfortable being intimate and vulnerable. So you're going to say, in the present, I am working on facing my fears. Yes, you are. You're incredibly courageous. I keep setting dates even though I feel really scared to do it. Yeah, see, so you're like literally already solving the problem. This is what I mean. Like a lot of you will bring me perceived problems, and then all I have to do is hold the mirror up to you and literally say, what are you talking about? Like, you're not failing at this thing. This isn't a problem. You're currently kicking ass. And then you go, oh, I guess I am. Like, literally, I had this discussion in my coaching group twice in the last week where someone's absolutely crushing it. There's one guy in the coaching group who's hitting on 10 women a day when he's outside, every day. But he's like, yeah, I'm not doing a good enough job. I need to do more. This is not good enough. And I literally, and me and the other coaches, we literally just hold the mirror up and we go, pause for half a second. You're hitting on 10 women a day. And then we just let that sit there for a little bit. And then he goes, yeah, I guess I am. And I say, yeah, no fucking shit. That's a huge victory. Like, you're worried that, or you're thinking you should hit on 15 women a day. You're not giving yourself credit for the fact that you're hitting on 10 a day. So yeah, it can be a little bit of a struggle to give yourself credit. But you, my friend, are literally already crushing it. You're already doing amazing shit. And you're just like, I have this fear problem. No, you fucking don't. You're literally already kicking ass. You're in the middle of winning. You just don't realize it. So you're going to say, I have no idea why, because I have proof that in the moment everything is fine. I have no idea why, as in what you're saying here is I have no idea why I'm scared. Is that true? I want you to pause the video right now and answer the question, or come up with some ideas of why you might be scared. Like, I have no idea why I'm scared. I don't believe you. You're full of shit. I bet you know why you're scared. Pause and think about it. And any of you listening, maybe pause and think about why this gentleman and why some of you might be scared. Okay, you probably paused. Hopefully you did. Why are you scared? Well, because you're a fucking virgin, or you're inexperienced. You've barely ever dated anyone. You've barely ever approached anyone. The vast majority of human beings on this planet do not talk to strangers, let alone hit on strangers, let alone as an inexperienced person who's nervous and scared. And so to say, I have no idea why I'm scared, it's like, that's literally not true. You're probably just not showing yourself compassion. The statement, I have no idea why I'm scared, when any of you say this, when you're like, I have no idea why I did that, I have no idea why I'm scared, you're beating yourself up in that moment. That's why you're saying it. You do know why you're scared. You all do know why you're struggling with stuff. It's just very fun and interesting. It's fun to beat yourself up and say, I have no idea why I'm like this. Why am I doing this? It's like, you do know. You're just enjoying beating yourself up. So let go of that. Stop beating yourself up and self-flagellating and going, oh yeah, harder, daddy, harder. Like, that's you right now. Oh, I have no idea why I'm so nervous. Oh, I'm so bad. Oh God, I have a fear problem. Oh, I'm such a bad boy. I shouldn't be nervous. Oh, I shouldn't be scared. It's like, stop fucking jerking yourself off over beating yourself up. You do know why you're scared. It's because you haven't done this before. So it would be pretty fucking weird if you weren't scared. You do know why you're nervous, because you're inexperienced. And let go of this fucking jerking yourself off. And I'm not just speaking to you. It's almost all of you, or a big amount of you, that love to beat yourselves up and say, I have no idea why I'm like this. I have no idea why I'm so bad at this. Why am I so unproductive? I'm being so lazy. It's like, put your penis back in your pants, or put your fucking panties back on and stop rubbing your clit. Stop jerking off or masturbating over beating yourself up. I know it's very fun. I know it's such a thrill to just be like, I'm so naughty. I'm so bad. I am so fucking much of a pussy. I should be stronger and braver and more of an alpha male. I know that it feels good to rub yourself or jerk yourself off over that, but it isn't necessarily the most effective way to reach your goals, have success, and definitely not the most successful or easy way to be peaceful. So put that penis back in that pants, in those pants. You do know why you're scared. It's because you haven't done this. It would be very weird if you weren't scared. All right, you're going to say, I also really consider going to an escort just to gain some experience, but this also scares me a lot because I don't know how my future girlfriend will perceive that. I don't know that they're going to judge you as much as you're clearly judging yourself. Plus, the worst that is ever going to happen, you're already judging yourself. You already judge yourself a lot, and that's okay. Most people do. You already judge yourself with statements like, I have no idea why I'm like this, in capital letters too. Lots of judging of yourself. So the worst that happens is some future girlfriend judges you the same way that you're already judging yourself. Why is it bad if she does it, but it's okay if you do it? Play around with that a little bit. Like literally, after this podcast, and this applies to all of you, when you're worried about other people judging you, which basically all of you are, when you're scared that other people will judge you, why is it not okay for them to judge you and you're terrified of it? What will they think of me? What if they think something bad of me? And yet all of you, with very few exceptions, let's say the vast majority of you, constantly judge yourselves. Why is it okay if you do it but not a future girlfriend? So think about that a little bit. Like, play around with that. If the worst that happens is my future girlfriend judges me, cool. You guys will talk through it and she can let go of her judgmentalism. Or she won't, and then you'll just break up and go and find someone that's a better match for you. Like, what bad thing happens if your future girlfriend judges you? You just either talk through it and fix it and be okay with it, or you break up because you don't want to be with someone that would judge you. Like, that's it. And at the end, like, I say this a lot, man. I fucking went to jail. And, like, most people that I tell that to are just like, okay, have you learned from it? Yeah, it was like 17 years ago. So, of course, I've learned from it. Cool. I'm trying to be a good person to make up for it for the rest of my life. Great. Sounds good. Like, most people don't judge me for going to fucking prison, bro. I don't think most girls are going to give a shit that you stuck your penis in an escort. I think you'll be fine, big boy. You're going to say, no idea if you will read this. Well, I have. This is kind of long, but my questions are, should I just go and see an escort? Do whatever you want is my answer there. I'm never going to tell you what to do. And anytime anyone says the word should on this channel to me, my answer is always, I will turn it back around on you. What would you like to do? If you would like to see an escort, that sounds fun. If you'd like to not see an escort, that sounds fun. There is no right answer here. There's just do whatever you want to do. I have done more than enough videos on escorts, so you can probably just search my channel. Yeah, I've done tons of videos. Search on my channel for the word escort. I did this one here, seeing an escort to lose your virginity. Escort Georgie Wolf tells all. I interviewed this escort lady, Georgie Wolf. She's amazing. She's like really nice. I liked her a lot. This guy lost his virginity by seeing an escort. And then this one's pretty relevant. Hey, do whatever the fuck you want to do, my friend. So I guess the answer or the question is like, what the fuck do you want to do? Do you want to go and see an escort? If you do, beautiful, great. You guys will probably have a beautiful experience together. If you want to not have an or not see an escort, great, beautiful. That'll be amazing. Like, there is no right answer. Do whatever you want. Number 2, do you have any tips to improve my self-esteem and stop procrastinating taking action? Is it true that you're procrastinating taking action? You've already gone out and approached a bunch of women. You've already gone on some dates. You've kissed a woman and asked 2 other women to come back to your place and sleep with you. You've already written all of this out to us to ask for help. I don't buy your bullshit that you procrastinate. I think that's just you beating yourself up again because it feels fun. It feels really good to beat ourselves up, doesn't it? I'm not just picking on you. It's really fucking fun to beat ourselves up and to say we're not doing enough and why am I procrastinating? Why am I such a pussy? It's like, bro, you're literally already winning. You just don't even know it. You're literally already talking to girls, making out with them, approaching them, going on dates, inviting them back to your place to have sex. You're already figuring out if you want to go and see an escort. You're already doing stuff. You're already literally in the middle of winning. And you're like, how do I stop procrastinating? It's like, what the fuck are you talking about? You're just talking a bunch of shit, man. Like, literally. You're just making up a bunch of bullshit. And again, it's not just you. I literally just had this discussion with 2 guys in my coaching group this week. Like I said, where they're just taking all this action. And both of them are like, why am I being, one of them even was like, how can I stop being so lazy? And I was like, bro, you're so full of shit. Like, tell me the last 20 accomplishments that you just had over the last week. And then he lays them all out. And I was like, what the fuck are you talking about that you're lazy? Like, you're just making up a bunch of bullshit. And when he listed it all out, he was like, yeah, I guess I am kind of full of shit. I have taken a lot of action. Same with you, bro. You're like, I'm procrastinating. How do I take more action? It's like, what the fuck are you talking about, dog? Like, you've approached your first ever go in the gym. You've then approached more women. You then went on dating apps, and I'm assuming took a bunch of pictures, improved things, blah, blah, blah. You then went on dates. You made out with 1 woman. You were brave enough to ask 3 women to kiss you or go back with you, and 2 of them said no thank you, and 1, made out with you. Brave enough to post all of this. Like, what the fuck are you talking? I'm just going to say number 2 is a bunch of bullshit. So do I have any tips? Keep doing what you're doing. If you want to do more than you're currently doing, great. Use my approach anxiety program that I showed on the screen. Just Google "kill your inner loser" approach anxiety program. But you're already doing shit, bro. You're just like making up a bunch of bullshit. Hey, you're like, I'm so lazy. I'm procrastinating. Fuck off. That's like the worst story I've ever heard. Like, it's the most false story I've ever heard. Number 3, how can I make myself? Why do you have to make yourself do anything? How do I make myself keep taking action? You don't need to make yourself do anything. You're already fucking doing it. How can I be consistent? With practice. This is what the early journey looks like, my brother. I say this to everyone. A lot of you guys and girls expect that you're just going to start a goal and somehow be consistent. Like, no, fuck that. Consistency is something that you need to earn. You haven't earned it. You just haven't done it for long enough. How do I be consistent? By fucking doing this for 6 months or a year or two, and then you'll be consistent. You don't get to just like at the start be like, why am I not consistent? Because you fucking suck at goals. You haven't earned or built consistency. Consistency is something that you build. You don't just like get it. You certainly don't just make yourself be consistent. That's not how this works. The process is give yourself permission to suck, which you sort of done that, but also not. Give yourself permission to suck at being consistent. Then take a baby step every day towards being more consistent, and then just keep going. Now, what do those baby steps towards consistency look like? Get an accountability partner. You're very welcome to come to my coaching group for that. Find some way to keep yourself accountable, like put a reminder in your phone every day in the morning or the afternoon or something. What is one step I can take towards my goals? You know, I'll go outside and I'll walk around for 10 minutes and just think about hitting on women, and put a reminder in your phone. You haven't earned consistency, and so you need to take baby steps towards being more consistent. So like I said, get an accountability partner, put a reminder in your phone every day to just do 5 minutes. You could do a 365-day project like I have done. I've done like 6 of them at this point. I'm currently doing 2 at the same time right now. And so you'll just do something every day for a year. So maybe for you, it could be, I will talk to one stranger a day. And if you hit on a woman, if one of those is a woman and you hit on her, great. Otherwise, just say hello to a stranger. Just be like, hi, to some random stranger. Just do that every day for a year. Or I will walk around for 5 minutes every single day and just think about hitting on women. If I hit on some women, that's brilliant. But as long as I just walk around thinking about it, that's the bare minimum. I've done it. So these sort of structures can help you be more consistent. But you need to earn consistency, my brother. The way you do that is you suck at it and then you just practice it, and eventually you become a consistent god. But you haven't earned that yet. But yeah, I promise everything you're going through is normal. There literally is no problem. I say this to a lot of coaching clients as well. This is what the start of the journey looks like. It's a bit messy. Like, you want to go out and to hit on girls every day. I know that. I get that. But some days you just really struggle. And you know logically that you're capable of it, but you just almost feel like you can't do it. Yeah, no shit. That's what it looks like at the start of a goal. I wasn't consistent with making content at the start. I wasn't consistent with hitting on women. I wasn't consistent with going to the gym. I haven't been consistent with anything. That's not what it's like at the start. You earn that by just sticking in there for a long time. So I promise you're doing a good job. There literally is no problem here. If you want to see an escort, do it. You're not procrastinating, you're taking a ton of action, and all that we're working on is you just taking a little bit more action. Part of how you'll do that is with accountability. You're welcome to come to my coaching program. Otherwise, find an accountability partner or a friend or something, and then set reminders in your phone, and then do a 365-day project where you walk around for 5 minutes, think about talking to women. But you're doing a good job, I promise. Good job, by the way, opening up about all of this. Really, really, really good job. All right, 7-PU5WJ. Do you have any interest in making videos about photography, art, or photo editing? I saw a lot of your artwork on your old Flickr account, and it would be interesting to know how you made them. So he is talking about, back in the day, I did a 365-day project where I did a photo every single day for a year, and they were usually highly edited and photoshopped and all of that. I put a lot of love and effort into each one. I spent like hours a day. Some of the photos took like 12 hours to do. And I would stay up till like midnight and barely get any sleep, but it was absolutely worth it. I had a blast. I really, really, really enjoyed that. So will I do content on this? No. Like, do I want to do tutorials and guides on how to edit photos? No, it's just not something that I really would find enjoyable. I don't think it's something that people have a massive interest in. Even if like fucking 7,000 of you were like, please, dude, I'd still be like, nah, I can't be bothered. But I had a lot of fun with them. I'm happy to talk about it in coaching and stuff. So if anyone ever paid me, like, you're very welcome to pay me. And then, yeah, I will discuss how I edit. I'll give you tips and all of that. But do I want to do content on it? Not really. No, it's just not super appealing. But yeah, I had a blast with all of these. Man, I loved photography. It's something that I'll probably get back into at some point. And I do photography these days. I've talked about this a lot, but I do a lot of like boudoir, which is like artsy nude photography. If you search my channel for photo shoots, there's this video up here, you know, how to do nude photo shoots with girls. And you can kind of even see in the thumbnail, I've done some like especially that one on the left. That was cool. That was fun. That was Imi and I, and we filled the entire bath with like milk. You can just use like milk powder, so it's super like cheap. And we put flowers in there and we got her to pose. That was fun. That was a blast. And then there's some other just, you know, cute little artsy photos there. And there's obviously like way more nude ones, but I can't show them. I'm not going to show them on YouTube. But yeah, I have fun with photography. I really enjoy it. I have no plans whatsoever to do any sort of tutorials or stuff. So if you pay me, then like if you pay for coaching, if you come to the coaching program, absolutely. And by the way, on that note, you're very welcome to ask me like literally anything. If you pay me, like in coaching, I will work with people on literally anything. I've had people come for obviously lots of business stuff. I've had people come to the coaching just for accountability and productivity. I've had people come so that we can teach them BDSM. Like, come for whatever you want. I would absolutely teach photography and all of that in the coaching program. Ziva Main says, congrats on the new home and that intro. Let's crush this year. It's not really a new home. It's Imi's apartment, and I've just moved in with her to save money. But I guess for me, it's technically new, but for her, it's old. She's been here for about 1.5 years. But yeah, it's fun. Everything's pretty compared to yesterday. I cleaned the shit out of this place compared to yesterday. It's like really, really nice in here now. I've put everything away. I got a sick VR setup. I don't know if any of you are interested in that. Like, do any of you care about VR? I have like a Valve Index, and I've used it a fair amount over the years. I just never really do any videos or content on it. I'm pretty sure I can figure out ways to just like capture the screen. Do any of you care about like VR? Is that something that any of you like want me to do content on in any shape or form, or talk about, or like a vlog or something? I fucking love VR. I'm like so hardcore all in. I just want to be plugged into the Matrix. Like, plug me into the goddamn Matrix. As long as I know I'm in there and I can come out at any point, plug me into the Matrix, boys and girls. So yeah, new apartment's going great, or the old new apartment is going great. As for crushing the year, Leia, let's fucking do it, man. Like, assuming you're a man, you might be a woman. Let's freaking do it. Let's make 2025 the best year that any of us have had. We are all captains and, you know, in control of our ship. We don't have to be victims, so we can make this the best year that we've ever had. Let's do it. And we'll finish up with 3 quick comments on a couple of older videos, some of the older videos that Imi and I have done on BDSM and just general relationship advice. Monkey Bound Leathers 2798. Again, where do all of you come up with these usernames? Are these auto-generated by YouTube, or are you all coming up with these yourself? Because fucking hell. Says, thanks for sharing your story. We need more frank discussions like this. This was on a video that Imi did about her journey with BDSM, becoming a bit more submissive and all of that sort of stuff. Also on another video says, hi guys, thanks for sharing your perspective. Love your collar. You know, Imi, so in that video, Imi was wearing a like BDSM collar. We've had so many comments from people saying like, I love your collar. I love your collar. I love your collar. It's adorable. And then finally, Skylar Thomas -V4X. Again, brilliant username, says, I'm going to watch this with my partner. Love that. A lot of our big BDSM videos and the relationship videos, we've noticed have sort of gotten pretty popular, and people watch them with their partners and all of that. That's beautiful. I've said this many, many, many times. My intention with this channel is to open it up to, you know, just as many women watching as men, just as many couples as single people. So yeah, I appreciate anyone who comes in who's in a relationship already, or any women. if I check my YouTube analytics, almost 20% of the audience are female. So hello, how's it going? Welcome. And while we're here, because I know a lot of you get a kick out of seeing which country's doing the best, I guess, in terms of who watches the channel. United States on top, UK close behind, and then shout outs to Germany. We have so many of you Germans. I get so many German clients too. Like, I swear to God, Germany is so overrepresented for such a like relatively small country. Germany absolutely crushing it. Even ahead of like Australia and Canada, amazing, and India. And then right down the bottom, there's way more countries than this, but on the bottom of this list, Indonesia, 0.7%. That's really interesting to me. If you're from Indonesia, selamat pagi, or I don't know what time it is there, selamat pagi. What else can I say? Apa kabar? Kabar baik. Nama saya Andy. Siapa nama Anda? I can say really basic shit in like Indonesian or Malay. They're basically the same language. So I can say basic shit like that, but I hope everything is where you are. Bagus. There you go. All right, ladies and gentlemen, I think we'll wrap up there. That's enough comments for today. I'm a little tired. I'm going to go for a walk. Maybe I'll play some VR. As I said in yesterday's video, feel free to leave any questions, any comments, anything you want help with. If you want really hardcore help, obviously there's the coaching program. I also offer $200 once-off coaching calls for a couple of hours. We'll sit there, talk for as many hours as we need, go through anything you're struggling with, all of that stuff. Links in the description to all of that juicy, juicy, good shit. As always, go out there, crush those goals, and have a bloody good time while you do it.